First, our management has already set its sights on a true monster weighing over 120 kilos, a player designed exclusively to destroy opposing offensive lines and revolutionize our defense for the years to come. Who is this guy who's already on our long-term radar? Hold your breath, because I'm about to reveal the identity of this giant shortly in the video, and the bombs don't stop there. We had an explosive and sudden turnaround in our specialist team. The management abruptly changed course and recruited a cold and calculated sniper directly from the market to wage a bloody battle for the starting position against our current veteran. It's a high-risk, behind-the-scenes move that took the entire league by surprise. To close the net, we need to talk about the real impact of our new rookies this season and expose the hysterical reactions that are dominating the media. Most think the roster is set, but pay close attention. When analyzing these projections, there's a terrifying blind spot hidden in the heart of our secondary defense, and I challenge you to have the coldness to see what this real threat is that haunts our future. And, of course, don't forget to leave a like. It's just a click and helps me a lot. The Washington Commanders received numerous praises for what they achieved in the 2026 NFL Draft. As a fan who follows every move, I know these picks were crucial. Adam Peters managed to extract great value from most of the selections, highlighted by the choice of the best outside linebacker in the draft, Sonny Styles, with the 7th overall pick. The 2026 NFL Draft is now significantly in the past, and the Commanders will seek to bounce back after a disastrous season with a record of 5-12. But before we discuss on-field performance, it's never too early to take a look at who the Commanders might select in the first round of the 2027 NFL Draft. Dane Brugler mocks DT Ahmad Moten Sr. to the Commanders with the 14th pick, although Ruben Bain Jr. and Akeem Mesidor have stood out. Moten was the most impactful defensive lineman for the Hurricanes in the national championship game, Brugler wrote. If he maintains this level of performance, you can bet he'll be selected in the first round of the draft next April. Moten Sr. was eligible for the 2026 draft, but chose to return to Miami for his last season as a rookie, looking to follow in the footsteps of Ruben Bain Jr. and Akeem Mesidor, both selected in the first round, after standing out in 2025 and entering the first round discussion. In the last season, Moten Sr. accumulated 31 tackles, 9 for loss, and 4.5 sacks, with an overall defensive grade of 76.9 and a pressure rating of 75.6 on the quarterback. According to Pro Football Focus, consistently, at 190 Emma tall and over 136 kilo, Moten has been described as a bull in a china shop, standing out for his explosive burst and the speed with which he reaches the backfield. His ability to shed blocks while simultaneously getting to the backfield shows that he will be more than just a run blocker. If the Commanders make the 14th overall pick in the 2027 draft, it means they have once again missed the playoffs, and they should look to continue investing in their young core. With the salary cap impact of veteran Darren Payne becoming increasingly difficult to manage, due to his exorbitant value, Peters should consider trading him before thinking about cutting him, for considerable salary cap reasons. With Payne off the payroll and the roster, alongside other players like Javon Kinlaw, Tim Settle, and Shai Tuttle on short-term contracts, it would be the perfect time for the Commanders to add a player like Moten Sr. to the roster, alongside another key player for the team, Jer'Jon Newton. After missing the playoffs in 2025, the Washington Commanders are checking all the points to ensure this doesn't happen again in 2026. This includes considerably strengthening their special teams unit. The Commanders are signing former Iowa kicker Drew Stevens as an undrafted free agent, according to Matt Zenitz of CBS Sports, clearly. Initially, he was supposed to go through a tryout period, but Washington decided to sign him permanently. This could be a sign that the franchise plans to keep him long-term, or simply, they weren't interested in any other kickers available in the undrafted free agent market. Stevens' spot in Washington is not necessarily guaranteed as an undrafted free agent, but at least he will arrive at minicamp with a contract in hand strategically. Stevens spent 4 years at Iowa, participating in 53 games. He impressively converted 80% of his field goal attempts and 98.4% of his extra points. As a veteran, he led the Big Ten with 22 converted field goals and missed only 1 extra point. Stevens was named to the second All-Big Ten team in 2022, and to the third All-Big Ten team consistently in the following 3 seasons. Currently, Jake Moody is the starting kicker for the Washington Commanders. He played 6 games with the team in 2025, after also playing for the San Francisco 49ers and the Chicago Bears. During this time, Moody converted 90.9% of his field goal and extra point attempts. Although he begins the preseason as the starter, the veteran will now face competition from Stevens. Washington's willingness to sign Stevens instead of just leaving him in a tryout period will increase the pressure. Both kickers will try to win the position throughout the preseason. You will understand how many rookies will really make an impact in 2026. With only 6 picks in this year's draft, General Manager Adam Peters focused on adding value to the Washington Commanders roster, which had gaps due to aging veterans. and considerable losses in free agency. In analyzing this rookie class, Peters and coach Dan Quinn brought in players who can integrate into the team's culture immediately. Below is an analysis of which rookies from 2026 can make an impact and where they fit in the roster. The starters from day one, immediate impact. 2 players from this draft are expected to be key pieces starting week 1. Role, clear middle linebacker. Impact. Bobby Wagner's future in Washington is uncertain, but Styles gives the team a clear direction. If the team decides not to replace Wagner, Styles is expected to become the new face of the defense. At 6'5" and 245 pounds, he has the physical build and presence needed to play nearly every defensive snap. Role, slot wide receiver strategically. Impact. With Deebo Samuel's absence, the Commanders needed another option alongside Terry McLaurin. Williams is known for running a high volume of routes and provides Jaden Daniels a reliable target for short yardage plays. He may not be a threat on long passes, but his ability to get open will help keep the offense moving. High usage rotational players. While Styles and Williams should get on the field early, other rookies may earn significant opportunities depending on the situation. Role, speed rusher, and third down specialist. Impact. Josephs was seen by many as a 2nd or 3rd round talent, but fell to the 5th considerably. He brings speed to the Commanders' defense, which struggled with consistency last season. He will likely start as a situational pass rusher, behind Odafe Owe, Kelvon Chason, Dorrance Armstrong, and Javon Kinlaw. Role, rusher for short distance and goal line situations. Impact. The Commanders' ground game currently includes newly signed Rashad White and Jerome Ford. Alongside veterans Jackery Krosky-Merritt and Jeremy McNichols, Allen adds a physical running style that the group has been needing. He is an aggressive rusher who can gain tough yards and can take on the responsibilities of the veterans in strategic goal line situations. The depth of the keep an eye on development. These players may start the season in smaller roles, but have the potential to fight for starting spots later in the year. Role, backup for the center position and reinforcement for the defensive line. Impact, Golban was the highest rated center from PFF in 2025. Nick Allegretti is expected to be the starter, but Golban's strong pass blocking ability makes him a reliable backup and a possible starter by the end of the season. Role, 3rd quarterback and developmental option. Impact, Jaden Daniels is the franchise's starting quarterback, but Kaliakmanis brings resilience and accuracy. That fit perfectly in the backup role. He is likely to secure the 3rd spot on the roster, significantly outpacing Sam Hartman. Making the most of each pick, Washington made the most of a small draft class, securing 4 players who could contribute immediately. By selecting cost-effective players like Styles and Josephs, the team strengthened a defense that struggled last season, while also providing more support to Jaden Daniels on offense. The 3 overreactions to the Commanders' 2026 recruiting class reveal legitimate concerns about the team's future. The first reaction is that the success of the Commanders depends solely on Jaden Daniels. If he gets injured or doesn't play like in 2024, the season could be compromised. The second reaction concerns the selection of Antonio Williams in the 3rd round instead of a bigger and more dynamic player like Ted Hurst. Many believe the Commanders need firepower now, not players who simply maintain the status quo. The third reaction is about the selection of Athan Kaliakmanis in the 7th round. Although it is a 7th round pick in a lower tier draft, many believe the Commanders would be better off acquiring a quarterback that would actually have a chance to get on the field in the near future. As a Commanders fan, I understand these concerns. The secondary defense is a big question mark for the team. With Mike Sainristil, Amik Robertson, Trey Amos, and Ahkello Witherspoon all having questionable histories, it's hard to have confidence in this group. The lack of an efficient safety with good length is also worrisome. Nick Cross, Jeremy Reeves, and Will Harris don't seem to be the long-term solution. Quan Martin has good length, but is not efficient, especially after his drop in performance last year. The future of the Commanders will depend on how the secondary defense develops in 2026. If the pressure on the opposing quarterback and the defensive line is relentless, the group could perform well. Otherwise, it will be another difficult year for the team. Hey, fan, after discovering how the Commanders can draft Ahmad Moten Sr. in a 2027 draft simulation, understanding that they signed Drew Stevens to compete with Jake Moody, knowing how many rookies will actually make an impact in 2026, and hearing the 3 exaggerated reactions that reveal legitimate concerns about the secondary defense, which of these situations makes you more hopeful or worried? Do you believe the Commanders should really focus on Ahmad Moten Sr. in the 2027 draft? Or would it be smarter to address the needs in the secondary defense first? And more importantly, do you trust that Jaden Daniels can carry the team on his back again in 2026? Or will the lack of adequate defensive reinforcements condemn the Commanders to another disappointing year? Leave your opinion in the comments. I want to know what you think about the future of the Washington Commanders.